Oh, hey YouTube, this is Brian, back with another electronics project of sorts. I just started a video on this organ tube amplifier. So I'm in process of making a video on the restoration of those of two of these amplifiers right here, and we're having some work done in the house, and so I had to reorganize my workbench and move things around for some plumbing to be done. So I uncovered a bunch of old, parts that I wouldn't have otherwise known were there, because things get tucked away and forgotten about. But anyway, so I found these old boombox speakers, Sony Mega Bass. They actually sound pretty good, and I have two of them. And I've been wanting to make to have some kind of a quick connect speaker right here on the workbench. Just some speakers that are kind of out of the way. Maybe I think I'm going to put them on the top shelf up there, but to keep the magnets away from the test equipment. But just a way to neatly connect a component to speakers that I don't care about, like these, for initial testing. Speakers that I don't care about, just in case something, an amp goes crazy and blows the speaker or something like that. But so what I had these parts laying around. This piece is from one of my cigar boxes, and I have these really cheap, super cheap terminals for speakers. So I thought it'd be nice to maybe mount this right here and have a right here at the bench, and have a way to quickly connect any component on the bench to the speakers. So I'll mount these terminals in this wood piece, then run the cables up to that top shelf there where I'm going to put these speakers. So I've got to drill the holes and do the soldering, and then extend the wires on these speakers. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I don't know why I'm filming this. I guess because I was getting ready to make part 2 of my organ tube amplifier restoration, and got sidetracked with this project. So what the heck? I'll make a video about it. So let's get started. I guess first things first, I want to drill the holes in this and get these terminals in there, and then get some wire soldered to them. Okay, got the soldering iron going, and this is not rocket science. I'm just going to eyeball for. Yeah, you know what? I don't want these. A little further apart. Okay. So, I guess these little things go in. Really, you don't need a hole. Just in a drill bit. You really need a hole big enough for that little. Okay. Drill the holes. got one of them in there. I think I'll put a little thread locker on there, and I gotta get a socket to tighten it down. Big enough. There we go. So, let's see. A little thread locker. A little Loctite blue. Does a pretty good job. Might be out of it. Huh. And it's just clogged up. Yeah, my Loctite. Never had that happen before. My Loctite thread locker's not coming out. Got a clog. Okay, I just had to stick a drill bit in there to get the Loctite to come out. So here's the first one. These are really cheap. I don't know where I got these terminals, but again, I'm doing this project with nothing but parts I have on hand. Old junk parts I never wanted to use before, so you know, it's all good. Alright, so we'll get the black one on there. Loctite. Okay, there's two of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other two, and then I got to figure out how to solder some wires up to this thing. Alright, hit pause and do the other two. Okay, got all four of them. Now I've got to run. They all have Loctite on the back, and they have these little tabs to attach speaker cable to. Pretty small diameter. So I figure I'll go ahead and solder the cable to these first, and then put them on there, and then screw it in. So I think the next step, I think I'm done with the drill here. No, I'm not. Actually, I have to do something. Got to do one more thing with the drill. Alright. Set that aside. Alright. So time for some soldering. Alright, how are we going to do this? First things first, got to figure out what kind of cable, what kind of speaker cable I have on hand here. I've got a bunch of this really fat stuff here that I've had around for a long time. I don't really have any thinner, smaller gauge wires, so I guess I'm stuck with this stuff. It's kind of big, but yeah, it'll do. I'm gonna get this untangled. Alright. Now I've got to do some, strip these wires. Alright, now this is too, it kind of, yeah, it barely fits in there. Crap. Just doesn't make it. So I can kind of force it in there and give it a little loop over like that. Give it a little twist. You know, dummy me, I really wanted to use a little shrink wrap on there. I don't know why, I'm just so crap. See, this is the thing about shrink wrap. You always forget you need it. Put the wires together and then realize you want to use shrink wrap, and then it makes a big mess. So I'm going to take this apart, redo it so I can put shrink wrap on the ends. I just, you know, even for little piddly jobs like this, I like to do it right. And I like the look of it. Okay. Let's find some shrink wrap that'll fit that. Right there. Ooh, that's a little too tight. Let's go one size bigger. That'll do it. So we'll slide the shrink wrap down far enough so that it doesn't heat up from the solder. And let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Make a little hook. Alright, and I'll use the third hand here to put a little tension on it. Put a little tension on that hook right there. Alright. Have the soldering iron set to 30 watts. I'm not that good at soldering. I always like to wear my glasses, my safety glasses. Plus I can't see close up without them anyway. Now one of the things, you know, one of the things I like to do is put a little flux. Oh, let's see. Take a little bit of flux and just put it on there. You don't have to do this with every connection, but It really does help. Alright, that's good. Got a nice solder flow on that one. I don't know if, I'm not sure how good the lighting is here, but it flowed nicely. And then bring that shrink wrap up. Oh, got to cut some of these wire strands off that didn't fit through the loop. I think I could have used a bigger piece of shrink wrap. Although, no, actually that's pretty darn perfect. So let's go ahead and get the shrink wrap gun out. Gotta let it heat up a sec. Alright, that's it. Ah! Okay. So, there we have it. That's one. And that will... It's one down. And now I've got to do the other three. And no use in, let's see, it's really not critical to film the other three now that I've done the first one, so I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process. Got the second one done. This one turned out really nice. Got the whole cable through the loop, and get the shrink wrap around there and finish that one up, and then do two more. Before I do the other two, go ahead and screw these on. Looks pretty professional, I think. Alright, so that's one, or that's one side. I'm going to call that the right channel. So that's why I use the shrink wrap. It makes it just, these lugs were kind of close together. I never want anything to even come close to shorting out or touching. I think I'll drop a little thread locker, drip a little bit on the nuts. Okay. Alright, do the other two. And once again, you know, see, there we go. Once again, I forget the shrink wrap. Darn it. Okay, a little bit of flux. Finish this one. And then we'll shrink the shrink wrap. Last one. things. And my convention is I'm using the silver wire as positive and the copper wire as negative. Just because copper is darker in color, so that's just what how I usually do it. I hear a dog. Okay. Alright. Dribble a little Loctite on it. And okay. All right. Okay. Looks pretty good. So it's gonna run in that direction. I'm going to label these things left and right. Okay. So the left cable is going to be the one with the knot in it, so I know when I'm running it. Alright. Now, let me get some of these tools out of the way. Alright. It's going to go here. Let me screw this thing in. Okay, that's one side. Alright. Not bad. Okay, now let's run these wires. Alright, one more of these. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. Now we gotta hook it up to the speakers. So, let's see. Let me pull this thing off the tripod. Alright, so far so good. Speakers are going to run the wire up here and they're going to go on the top shelf right there. Let's figure out how I'm going to connect. Okay, got the line, speaker wire run, and then it runs up. Runs up to the top and just got to hook the speakers up, and then that's it. Test them out. Plug in a tube amp. See how they sound. Okay, one down, one to go. As far as connecting goes, I'm just going to do the cheesy way and just do butt connections, or just going to twist the ends, and I am going to solder them and put some shrink wrap on them. Okay. Alright, so this is a kind of a crummy way to do things, but they are soldered and shrink wrapped. Alright, let's get these things in place. All right. So there they are. My crummy test bench speakers, the ones that I don't mind if they blow up. Connected to this terminal block. Labeled left and right. So that's about it. Do a little cleanup on the bench here, and then we'll I'll pick one of my old amps to hook up to it, just to put a signal through it, just to make sure everything works. Okay, everything works. I don't really have a source of music in here right now, so I'm just using the signal generator right here, and going into the old Lafayette mono amp, and it is hooked into the left channel and changing. You go down to some 60 hertz, right? 60, 70 hertz. Alright. And let's test the right channel. And it works. We're on the right channel. Okay. So there we are. One project out of the way. There was absolutely no reason for me to film this. It's probably of zero value to anybody. And honestly, I don't know why I did. But there we go. Be nice to have the same thing for my dummy loads, which are right here. But sometimes I like to be able to move those around. So I need to get I need to get a source of music in here. I don't have anything right now. I used to have a Fisher 500B receiver that I used, and I sold that. I used to use that to get radio stations. Yeah, I need to buy a tuner. I have a Sonos system that I might hook up in here. Anyway, so there's the project for tonight. And I'm going to be getting back to, let me put this away, I'm going to get back to this other project, which is the organ tube, stereo tube amp, mono blocks I guess, call it. So I need to get back to this, which I think I'll start on next. Alright, thanks for watching.